kingdom, the peaceable kingdom. So it's just something important to know as a person who goes to church or studies the Bible, and it's even an important thing to know if just as a regular person. It's a thing, the peaceable kingdom, and here it is in Isaiah chapter 11. So we are studying visions of Isaiah for 7 weeks. So why are we doing that? Well, we have been practicing kindness. Kindness is our theme for a whole year. And we don't want kindness just to be a slogan or act like it's something easy. Hey, a little child is leading him. I see. That's great. I think do you need the red panda? Do you need the red panda? You may extract the red panda. I think that this, oh no, something else? Yes. All right. We are happy now. See, the text is coming to life before our eyes. And let's see. I'm not sure what's going. We'll see what happens next, as usual. So I thought the red panda would be the thing. So anyway, just let me know if I need to be. There you go. I think he needs the red panda. Yes. Yes. All right. Excellent. So vision, the moving visions are going on. Yeah, there it is. Peace. There's peace. And peace is a hard thing. It really is. It's a work in progress every day, every situation, every person. So we're looking at these visions of Isaiah to help us practice kindness. Because, again, kindness can be kind of a bumper sticker thing, and be kind, like it's so easy. And it's not. So we're hoping that these visions change us and help us grow in kindness. And there's something about visualizing, seeing images, picturing something that changes us and unlocks kindness within us. So that's kind of the point of studying these visions in Isaiah. So I wonder if the vision today could be the craziest vision of all 7. And I was thinking at the end of our study, maybe we should vote, have a little synopsis of each of the 7 Isaiah visions we're studying, and you can vote which one is the most flying pigs. So we're using flying pigs as an illustration of miraculous, crazy things that could happen. And we say that's our flying lesson with faith. So the vision Isaiah has today starts with a stump. So a dead, cut off tree. So there's this stump. But then look again, the stump has a little shoot coming out of it. Look again, the shoot is turning into a branch. It's like the stump is regenerating, and it's as if the roots of the stump are coming alive. Incredible. The next thing you know, that stump, we realize, is a metaphor for a person, and that person's family tree, you might say. So the shoot and the stump represent the family tree of somebody named Jesse. So interestingly, this is one of the rare years I can go there. Have any of you heard of Jesse before? So we had just studied, just prior to this Isaiah study, what were we studying? Samuel. So in 1st and 2nd Samuel, there was a mention way back in 1 Samuel of a Jesse. Does anybody remember who Jesse is, or who Jesse's connected to? David. Jesse was King David's father. So that's kind of cool. So something's going to happen in David's family tree. Ooh. So interesting. And that person associated with David's family tree is going to have certain personal qualities. That person is going to be connected to God. That person is going to be wise, have understanding, have counsel, someone you want to talk to when things are upside down. That person's going to have inner strength. That person's going to have reverence for God. Just an extraordinary, amazing, high-quality person. And this person is going to have a form of intelligence. I'll call it social and moral intelligence, called righteousness. So that is a big word across the whole Bible. It's come up before. We've talked about it before. We'll talk about it again. Righteousness. First place we go is that it is not self-righteousness. That is a bad thing. Righteousness is a social moral quality that a human being can have of goodness. If you have righteousness, you have a sense of goodness that includes fairness and kindness toward other people. It's not about you. Righteousness, in this case, it says that the person with righteousness doesn't judge people about what they look like or what they're wearing. We're not judging people based on hearsay. Oh, I've heard this or that about that person. Oh, that person's bank account's this, or that person's got the right or wrong politics. No, righteousness is this form of moral social intelligence that looks at people and gives them just this loving look, and does not see with the eyes or the ears, but sees with this moral centeredness that God gives us, a way to look at other people. So that's, wow, the viewpoint of this human being that Isaiah is describing. And then lo and behold, with this person who has this incredible quality of leadership and just humanity, all nature will respond to that quality. The wolf shall lie down with the lamb. The leopard shall eat with a baby goat. And then there's this extraordinary picture of a peaceable kingdom that results from this human being, this form of leadership that just points all creatures, even brutal ones, toward peace. So neat passage, inspirational passage, songs written about it, and art, a lot of art about it too. So we've had a little piece of artwork that we've had in the newsletters, and then you can see it here today. This is A Peaceable Kingdom by John August Swanson. So he's got some neat artwork around the peaceable kingdom. And in the U.S., we have a whole trove of artwork around the peaceable kingdom, which was done by a guy named Edward Hicks. And he worked in the first part of the 1800s. He was a Quaker, and he was an artist, and very, very interesting person. He was obsessed with this passage from the Bible. So he painted versions of the peaceable kingdom over and over and over again. So I'm going to share with you some versions of his artwork today. And I got my cheat sheet here, so we make sure we can take a look at the different parts of the peaceable kingdom. So let's see. So either way, maybe I'll face this direction. The wolf shall lie down with the lamb. So I'll give you guys a second. Do you see a wolf and a lamb over there? Wolf shall lie down with the lamb. And I think this he painted in 1834. The leopard shall lie down with the kid, meaning a baby goat. Do you see a leopard and a baby goat there? The calf and the lion and the fatling together. A calf, a lion, and a fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. See up in that quadrant. The cow and the bear shall graze. See a cow and a bear down there. Their young shall lie down together. I'm not sure did he capture that? Oh, I guess in that picture. The lion shall eat straw like the ox. It's the lion and an ox. So, yeah. And the nursing child shall play over the hole of the asp, which is a snake. And the weaned child shall put its hand in the adder's den, another snake story. So, little kids there. So, a lot of references to children there. They will not hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth will be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. So amazing. So then I thought, just for fun, let's look at another one of his paintings. I think this was from 1846. And I'll give you guys a moment before we start looking at it. Just look for some of those animals. And by the way, Hicks was a Quaker. So some of his paintings have a little Quaker history in the backdrop. Forgot to mention that with the previous one. And you can tell Quakers by their little, Quaker Oats hats, those. And in one of the paintings, it shows William Penn, famous Quaker, founder of Pennsylvania, making a treaty of peace and understanding with the Lenape people, the indigenous people of his area. So it's kind of neat thing. So, okay, let's look for some animals here. The wolf. See the wolf in this picture? Where the wolf and the lamb end up here, kind of in the middle. The leopard shall lie down with the goat. Where'd the leopard and goat go? Okay, they're kind of in the foreground, leopard and goat. The calf and the lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. So there's a little parade going down. I kind of think the lion looks like a tiger there. The cow and the bear shall graze. There they are. Cow and bear moved back there in this picture. And their young shall lie down together. So he grouped all those animals together in this picture. And the lion shall eat straw like the ox. Look at them. Oh, they're facing each other in this one. And those are big animals, and they're kind of in the center of both of these versions. And again, he painted dozens and dozens of these, and he gave them away to people. The nursing child shall play over the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put its hand in the adder's den. So he's got some more kids down there don't do this at home, with your children. So it's just really just an extraordinary, extraordinary vision. So you can see how this vision can catch a hold of you. It's pretty incredible. I mean, have you ever seen this in real life? Yeah. So in real life, no. So, what do we make of this? And I debated whether to say this or not, but I'll say, what a vision. Like, what was Isaiah smoking, to see this incredible vision? So again, maybe we'll have a little competition at the end and say, is this the most crazy when pigs fly vision of all the visions? Because it's just so incredible. Well, thinking about, what was he smoking, or the impact of visions that we might have, that I am very interested in mental health, mental well-being, and I like to read and study and learn about things that help our, mental well-being. And I'm particularly interested in really super hard struggles like recovering from trauma or addiction or just super level traumas or super level hard things, depression, anxiety. So I like to read what I can, learn what I can. Randomly, a couple of weeks ago, I heard a podcast. And it was a legit podcast. It was not Reefer Madness podcast. But I am going toward that direction, and it was not marijuana, but it had a legit person who had had a terrible experience of trauma and was still in the grips of that trauma as an adult and was very miserable and had tried lots of different things. So this podcast was a medical podcast, was looking into, she and her doctor had granted permission as a learning thing for people to learn about what it was like for her to experience a small dose of a controlled substance under the supervision of a very skilled therapist. So she worked with this, I believe, don't do this at home. I believe it was ketamine. So I didn't hear the very first part of the podcast, and then I couldn't find it again. So anyway, So, small dose, lots of supervision across like 4 or 5 sessions of therapy. So you got to hear little segments of what that was like for her. So for her, it really made a safe space for her to process terribly traumatic things. And with that therapist, such a beautiful, skilled therapist, this person was able to process, talk about, face some very dark, terrible things, name some things, and get through it. I was struck by, I'm trying to think if it was in session 4 with this therapy, that at the end of the session, she shared with the therapist, "Oh, what a vision. Oh, what a beautiful vision. I have had such a beautiful vision. I have had this vision of warmth and light and goodness. Oh, it just feels so very, very, very wonderful." And she said, "Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you so much for giving me this vision." Wow. I was thinking, here we are studying the visions of Isaiah, and it made me think that, yeah, Isaiah knew what he was doing. When you share a vision, there is something about how we are wired as human beings that visions get to a part of us that helps us release negative stuff and embrace this greater vision of peace, this greater sense of peace. It's a channel. And I was doing a little bit more research on this week. I found that people who suffer from epilepsy, I think, also take this, small doses, supervision, a supervised situation, medical treatment. And, through that study, it came up kind of sideways that there's some little part of our brain, a little funny shaped part of our brain between hemispheres that perhaps drugs or something else can tap that gives us a different sense of our being, and maybe gives us a sense of otherworldliness. So we are wired to experience marvelous, glorious God things. It is a real thing. We have a channel in us that can experience miracle, glory, holy God, holy, holy, holy. And Isaiah was able to articulate that, and I think God potentially was using Isaiah as therapy. When Isaiah saw the mountain last week, this beautiful holy mountain, he was not living on the mountain. It was terrible times. So it was in the midst of terrible, terrible things, each of these visions came to him, and he shared it with other people, maybe so they could experience this vision and be healed in the midst of their trauma and questions and brokenness. Edward Hicks, the painter of those paintings we were looking at earlier, I looked at one of his sermons, and it was very interesting. He said that one of his takes on the peaceable kingdom that he was obsessed with was that people are such animals, in not a good way. Not like John Stanton's golden retrievers that he showed me this week that are so cute. It was not like that. People are animals in the sense that they are aggressive. They are angry. They are egocentric. And like was said earlier, what's the most dangerous animal? Humans probably are the most dangerous animal of all. So Reverend Hicks was using this as a tool of, how do we progress as people? And I'd say we can progress as people. We don't have to project negativity on other people. We can be healed, and whether it's our experience with God and meditation, there's various things we can do. Because it's interesting how the text says, the text begins with a human being who has incredible qualities and a leader who has those qualities. And it seems like when humans, human community has those qualities, it impacts the whole natural animal world. So to me, it suggests that we can create an environment for peace and flourishing. It is possible for humans to be part of creating this incredible environment. So step one, we have to, lifelong process, work with God on ourselves. I think war starts between our ears, and when we are not healed. And all of us are on the spectrum of needing healing. All of us, every single one of us. And the sooner the better that we find a way that we address our own ego, our own moodiness, our own projection of negativity onto other things. That is our war inside, that it is possible to be healed of. We can channel some things and be healed. And then from that, we provide an environment of goodness for other people. This week I do different little word games. One of them is Wordle, and you don't have to be a Wordle person to appreciate this, but on a good day, that little word game takes me 5 minutes. I can get through my little word game, and but there's certain days. There was a day this week I was just on lockdown. And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to even do my little word game this morning because I'm too busy. I'm too stressed out. I got too much stuff to do. And, and I even tried to open and look at it. It's like, no, I can't even look at it. I'm too busy. So across that whole day, I made so many errors. Errors in judgment, typo errors, forgot. It was the day I didn't put the correct bulletin in the newsletter, all across the day. It was my frame of mind. I was in a non-relaxed frame of mind. And that's where my headspace was. I did not have a great environment here. And from that, I did not create a great environment here. So just a call for all of us to think about what are tools that help us have a better environment here, so that we're not projecting onto other people and situations. We have a responsibility to work with ourselves and God for healing. And I thought, what has helped me, I have different tools that help me get in better headspace. And I thought being around other people changes me, who have that good headspace, that good energy. And then I hope our church creates this environment that helps all of us be better people. We're going to have ups and downs. We're human beings. But that's kind of our goal, is to be an environment that points to the fact that we're part of a big, beautiful destiny that is so much larger than ourselves. And maybe this gives us hope and healing. To God be the glory. Amen.